So let's look at the big threats to your business right now. One of the challenges you've got is spending reluctance. Some of you are well aware, some of your prospects would rather use an in-house recruiter to keep their costs down. And that challenge isn't going to go away anytime soon. In fact, in our opinion, that challenge with in-house recruiters is going to increase, if nothing else. Another challenge I have is I'm sure you've experienced something like this. Yeah, I used one of you guys, I perhaps paid a retainer, it didn't work, so they've had their fingers burnt. Some prospects, for whatever reason, there's a number of reasons, well, we won't get it now, but they just don't trust you. You know, they don't trust salespeople, they don't trust recruiters. Yeah? And then there's a great deal of uncertainty that makes this really cynical. We've got Brexit, we've got cybersecurity, we've got political unrest. All these things are going on right now within your clients. Is there anything you want to add to that in terms of reluctance, Drew?
No.
Excellent. We've also got price pressure. At times you feel that the only way that you can get business is by lowering your fees. And I know some of you in particular say, I'm not doing it, I'm not going to lower my fees, which I think is great, by the way, we'll cover that in due course. But the clients will give the impression that for you to get this business, perhaps you're going to have to give us some sort of discount to prove yourself. To enter into the world of recruitment and executive search isn't that difficult, as you all know. You could literally go off tomorrow, get a PC, get a phone, sit on your kitchen table and call yourself a recruiter. And whether you're, the likes of Maura Bond, where you've got multiple offices and I don't know how many hundreds of consultants you've got, you're a one-man, it makes no difference as far as the client's concerned. It's dead easy to actually, the cost of entry is really easy. And then what's compounded that is some recruitment and search firms have what they've done, they've commoditised the actual service. And they will do things, we touched on this last night. So an example where you can commoditise your service. So all the client's looking at is, how do you compare in price to everybody else's? One of the last things you do, I'm going to teach you a bit more, for example, putting your fees on your website. So what you're saying to the client is, here's our fees, tell me how we compare with your competitors. So they have a look, okay. If you don't compare, that's the end of it. And you're only attracting, and we'll go into this in more detail, you're only attracting a certain buyer when you're doing that, because you've commoditised the whole thing. But one thing that we're going to be covering over these next few days is to do with positioning. So you're not a commodity. And you say, yeah, I get you can get this cheaper down the road, but that's not what we do. But that's a big concern. And one of the reasons that's a big concern, before I go on, anything to add to that? What said there, Drew?
Yeah, I think, like I was speaking to Claire yesterday in the bar, and there's a lot of good things about the recruitment search industry in terms of like a business model. I mean, I like it because you can be really high ticket. It's one of the few industries where, whether they like it or not, your clients will eventually need you, right? It's not like what we sell, for example, that have to be a want for it. With recruitment, if they grow, if someone leaves, they eventually need to hire you, right? So it's good in that sense. The bad side of it, or the thing that makes it more difficult perhaps, is that your clients have no way of knowing who the best firm is until after they buy, right? It's not like test driving a car where you can sit in the car, you can feel the seats, you know that it's comfortable, you know it's right for you. The client, with recruitment, they don't have that opportunity. So you're out there saying that you're the best, but everyone else saying the same thing. So that's one of the bad sides, which again creates that price pressure as well. There's no obvious way to say we're better than the guy down the road, and if they're cheaper, the client has no way of telling you to be better.
Yeah, which brings on to in a lot of cases, there's no obvious difference between you and your competitors. So you say, well, you will do it for 28%, your competitors will do it for 27%, and the difference being what? There is no obvious difference. And for many recruitment search firm owners, they don't know how to position it. So say, yeah, I get that they're 1% less, but there's a reason for that. Because there is no obvious difference unless you know what you're doing. It's actually harder to get attention. We're going to cover this a bit later on, but I don't know if you're aware, it's estimated that the average human being will bombarded with about 5,000 marketing messages a day, every single day. And something has to, I won't go into it now, but something happens for you to take notice for the particular advertising messages that's going on. And the old methods of getting business, I was talking to Ali at breakfast this morning, and Ali was saying in the old days, says the old days, because you're not that old actually. But that's more mature memory. Seriously, what we did is we picked up the phone, and you just got on the phone and you just banged away. And and when I first started, I was given a Rolodex, and you were saying that they're the people that you've got to call, and you literally just did that. And we had to do 80 calls. It's just unbelievable. 80 cold calls a day. Those methods aren't working now, and you all know. You try getting through to a decision maker on the bloody cold call, and it's estimated that the average hiring manager gets between 8 and 12 cold calls a day, every single day. Think about that. If it's averaging at 10 a day, they're getting 200 cold calls a month, every single month. And think about the script that "Hi, I'm a great recruiter. Can we have your business?" Think about that for a minute. How would you feel if you were getting 200 bloody cold calls a month at home? Somebody selling double, whatever it is, PPI or whatever. You can see the challenge of it. Those methods aren't working anymore. And for you guys that then got consultants, one of the other challenges it's interesting, Michelle, you talked about the 20%. 20% of your consultants are underperforming. And that's a conservative number. We talked to some business owners, and they're talking that 40% of the consultants are actually underperforming right now. And we're going to cover that in more detail as we go along. Marketing and advertising costs are increasing all the time. Just doing direct mail. I talked to some guy Mike yesterday, just doing direct mail and things like that. But that cost is increasing all the time.
Yeah, and just to add, these threats and the causes of them, they're all strongly linked, right? But when Terry first sort of entered the industry doing what we do now, one of the sort of things he became known for was saying cold calling is dead. And it's not to say that cold calling doesn't work, it's just that compared to even a year ago, but definitely 5-10 years ago, you're having to do spend a lot more hours on the phone just to actually get through to the person you need to speak to. And then even now when you get through, you're probably not the first person that called them that day. So that's why, again, that causes price pressure, because if another firm's got there first and said they're going to do it for this much, or another firm said they're going to do it on contingency and you're trying to get a retainer, it makes things incredibly difficult.
And just on that, just to finish on that, if you guys that want retainers, you're calling a complete stranger, and let's say the fee is it's 30,000, so you want a retainer of 10,000 up front, and you're calling a complete stranger, and what you're really saying is, you don't know me, and I don't know you, but will you pay me 10,000 and I will start looking for somebody in this non-refundable. Think about that conversation. Think about it from the client's point of view. Are you kidding me? You want me to pay, I've never heard of you, but you want to pay £10,000 up front, and I did it. Think about it. We're talking about this last night. I'm getting get some carpet fitted at home, and he's measured up and everything. He sent me a letter, which was unusual, saying I want a £500 deposit before I do the work next week. I got his name from somebody else, and I'm kind of, I don't really know, and I've got this reluctance. It's only £500, but we were talking about this last night. If I've got a reluctance to pay a carpet fitter a £500 deposit, and you're asking a complete stranger to spend £10,000, can you see it from the client's point of view? Can you understand their reluctance to do that? I'm just checking, is that making sense to everybody, what I'm saying there, yeah?
And again, just add to that, I mean, I went through a similar thing when we were hiring the camera guy to film this event. So you pay the deposit up front, and my biggest fear was like, oh, what if he doesn't show up? And obviously, yes, thank you.
I told you he was okay.
it's a big concern. It gets to 9 o'clock, it's like, oh, I'm not here. And it's not necessarily so that, like, the total cost was like 1,500, but the deposit was 500. It wasn't necessarily the financial loss. It's like, if this event doesn't get filmed, then we can't sell the DVDs, and it has a knock-on effect. But it's not even just in recruitment, but your clients are very. There's a lot of mistrust, right? And it's because of having, I've talked about in the previous threat, it's because of having their fingers burnt before. We've all been let down by a recruiter, a builder, a camera person. We've all been let down by these people before. And now, as I said before, like, there's no way to differentiate you from them. There's no way, because even though you're saying you're the best, I'll speak to my previous clients, they are saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah. But the answer to all this is to master marketing. The answer to all this, you can call it marketing, you can call it client attraction, whatever it is. It's the ability to attract the right clients at the right price. And that you want. We're going to share with you how to attract the right clients. And by the way, we're going to share with you how to repel the wrong clients. You should be doing your utmost to repel the wrong clients and doing your utmost to attract the right clients.
Terry, sorry.